Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Dr. Jloknows. Today I want to talk about something that is as important as everything else we have discussed so far, and maybe even a little bit more so. Why? Because we're going to talk about how we actually talk to each other. We had done a video some time ago on sentence starters, making sure that when you begin a sentence, you don't necessarily start with a statement that's off-putting, that's going to put somebody else on the defensive, like look or listen. And we've been through all of that. But today I want to talk about something known as content versus process. And what that means is how we talk to each other. The words we choose are super important, as we've discussed previously, but also incredibly important are the tone, the intonation, the inflection, the articulation of the words that we use. Because think about it this way. Let's say you and your somebody are having a discussion about something and it's light and airy and everything is feeling really good, and you say to them, "So how was your day yesterday?" And you're asking with consideration, and it's a light, airy tone with a sense of absolute interest. You're going to get a response that's kind of like, "Wow, my day was whatever it was. Thank you so much for asking." That is the process. Another process is, "And how was your day yesterday?" That way, the other person's going to think, are they serious? Do they really care? Why is that so snarky? What is that all about? And they're probably not going to give you a genuine answer. So the process of how we say something is incredibly important. And the same thing is true with the content. If you're talking about something that's really, really meaningful and you actually care about getting an answer, then make sure your process, how you speak about that, is proportionate or reflects the content, because you may not mean to, and I see this in couples counseling all the time. You may not mean to, but if you say something like, "I know it's a really hard day with our child, but I do it all the time." What you're talking about is valid, it's real. Of course, parenting is really challenging, but if you say it in a way that reflects your genuine concern for the other person, that you know what they're going through, then they're gonna hear you and you're gonna get a much different response. Process versus content is the biggest contributor to misunderstanding, miscommunication, responding to what you think is being said, not what really is being said. So please, please, please pay attention to how you say what you're saying, how you ask the question, how you say your statement, because if you're talking to a loved one, say it like you mean it, as if you're talking to a loved one. And even if you don't love the person, what's it gonna hurt to be nice about it? If you're finding yourself a little snarky because you're in a bad mood or you're in the middle of an argument, I totally get that, it happens all the time. But understand before you go into making your statement that what you're about to say or do can either help the situation or hurt the situation. So please think about how you say, what you say, and if it's gonna help or hurt what you have going on with the person you're talking to. Thanks so much for tuning in to Dr. Jloknows. I really appreciate your stopping by. Bye-bye.